So imagine if your shadow suddenly doesn't agree with your life choices. You're walking down a haunted mansion, trying to avoid being spotted, and all of a sudden your shadow points to a ghost and starts yelling, "They're over here!" Yeah, that's the nightmare you feel hiding inside of the living shadow dark gift from Ravenloft, the horror within. Ravenloft is all about horror, curses, and living out terrible decisions. And the Living Shadow delivers all three. And you can learn more about dark gifts in my feats video that I have on my YouTube channel. So check that out, please. This dark gift gives your shadow a supernatural ability of not just being attached to you, but being alive. Thanks to ominous will and rolling a 1 on a D20 test, it occasionally decides to do its own thing. Welcome back to my channel. We're still in the temporary space. We'll be back in my home in a few videos, so don't get comfortable with this background. Today we're talking about the shadow will table. And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. Your shadow has desires, goals, impulses, and probably better ideas than you. Then every so often, those urges rise to the surface. The best part about it is that your shadow isn't necessarily evil. It's just different. Maybe your shadow is protecting you. Maybe it wants revenge. Maybe it wants to see forbidden places. Maybe it sees something that is behind you that you can't see, which is somehow worse. Let's start breaking down this table and see how your shadow might help or hurt you. First, you're going to need a D8 and probably some salt to throw over your shoulder. On a 1, you can't take action or a bonus action, and your shadow uses your movement to move the two of you. Roll 1d4 to see the direction your shadow decides to go. 1, north. 2, east. 3, south. Or 4, west. On a 2 or a 6, you can't move or take a bonus action, but your shadow forces you to take an attack action to make 1 melee attack against a random creature within reach. If none are in reach, you take no action. On a 7 or 8, you are now in the prone condition until your turn ends. And when the DM controls shadow, anything is possible. Imagine your party's in a tavern. Everybody sits down, and then all of a sudden your shadow forces you up and over to a mysterious stranger in the corner. You do not tell it to do that. In fact, you desperately wish it did. Or maybe your group discovers the cursed artifact. The wizard says, "Nobody touch it," and then your spirit just kind of makes you reach your hand out to touch it. Because apparently shadows have the self-preservation instincts of a raccoon. Your shadow will table turns you into a horror story waiting to happen. Every strange movement becomes suspicious. Every flicker of a candle becomes a possible problem. Every time your shadow acts weird, the party instantly has questions. And the answer is always, I didn't tell it to do that. This is classic Ravenloft horror. The monster isn't hiding in a castle. The curse isn't locked away in a crypt. It's literally following you everywhere you go. Your shadow knows your secrets. It sees everything you do, and occasionally it decides that it wants to have its own opinion. Now this is for my DMs. You need some tension? You can make your shadow decide that it's one of your party members' times and just randomly start to attack it. Need foreshadowing? Have it recoil and move away from a seemingly very pleasant NPC. You need to make the players uncomfortable. Describe the shadow smiling over the PC's shoulder as that character is crying. Never trust a smiling shadow. Living Shadows is one of those dark gifts that really captures what Ravenloft is always about. It's weird, it's creepy, it's unexpected, and it makes your own shadow feel like it's the creepiest creature in the room. So tell me in the comments, what kind of personality do you think that your shadow would have? And do you think it would constantly be trying to tell you to do stuff? And more importantly, would you listen? Thank you for watching this video and coming to my channel. Make sure to check out the video on dark gifts and feats that I have on this channel. I do really cool stuff on here, so make sure you follow me. I talk about Ravenloft a lot because I love horror. I talk about tabletop RPGs a lot because Ravenloft is part of a tabletop RPG. I also do cosplay. Like, follow me if you think any of that sounds cool. Drop a like, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. And of course, have a great day. Bye, y'all.